So now that we have our master template done and we're ready to create individual pages, we need to start working with the main content. So with Dreamweaver open, I'm going to go ahead and open my index page that I created in the last tutorial. You'll see the page looks just as we left it. Now there's a few things I want to change first off whenever I create a new page, and that is the title. So the first thing is this title box up here. I can just click the cursor and I want to make sure I put in a title specific to the page. So I'm going to say this is our landing page. I'm going to say Welcome Futurists. Now that title will show up in the title bar, and it will also show up if someone bookmarks our page. Scrolling down, we can see that we have our main content division here. So all of our main content is going to go in these big box here where we have all our link boxes and forms and such. So the next thing I want to make sure I change is the title of the page, which is this black text right here. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that and change it. Let's type the title, Welcome to the Futurist Club. Just like working in Word or any other text program that you're used to. If I want to delete some text, I can simply highlight it. So I have some headings here. Maybe I don't want to use these, and just highlight them and then click backspace and they'll go away. You'll notice that we still have our H1 here. If I click delete, it just moves text up from the list into our heading. So if I want to make sure that I remove this actual heading, I can click on the status bar here to highlight the H1 and then press delete. And that will remove the heading itself. So the headings come in 6 different sizes. To add a heading, you can just, if I wanted to add a heading before this paragraph, for instance, I could put my cursor at the end of this paragraph. I can push enter to create a new paragraph. So you'll see that we have a paragraph here. And then in the text tab of the insert toolbar, I can add a heading. So I can change it to an H1 and I can say this is a heading 1. If I wanted to change it to a different level heading, I can keep the cursor in here and go to the properties panel and change the format to any of the 6 levels. So you'll notice that each heading is a little bit smaller than the last. That's a heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, and heading 6. I recommend using the heading 1 and heading 2. I don't find very many times I need to use anything beyond those 2 or the first 3. If I want to create a new paragraph underneath my heading, I can just put my cursor at the end of the heading and press enter, and that will create a new paragraph. So anytime I press enter, this makes a new paragraph. If I want to add a line break but not a new paragraph, so if I push enter here, it creates another paragraph. If I push backspace, I go back to the paragraph I had before. But if I want to just put in a line return, I can hold down the shift key and then push enter, and it'll create a line break. So you notice it looked a little funny, but once I started typing some text, the paragraph below moved down to the position it's supposed to be in. You can also find the break from the text tab, and you can find it in this last menu here. So a line break, or if you need to add extra space or quotes or any other special characters, you can find them from here. If you want to change the style of the paragraph, there are 2 sub-styles that you can use in the web templates, making for 3 different style paragraphs. You have the big text, which we see here at the top. You have a normal style paragraph, and then smaller text. So those are changed through CSS classes. If I click on the big, you'll notice that we have class big here. To apply a class to a paragraph, this is a plain paragraph, and let's say I wanted this to be big as well. I can simply click on the paragraph here to highlight the entire paragraph text. Then I can go to Class and scroll to Big, which is at the top. So I'm going to grab the bar and scroll to the top and click Big. And so now this text is big. If I want to make this smaller, I can do that as well. I first want to highlight the entire paragraph by clicking in the status bar. Another way to set a class is by right-clicking on the tag itself and then going to Set Class. So if I know I want to go to Smaller, which is a way to make paragraph text smaller, I can click the down arrow until I find the smaller class, can click that, and now my text is smaller. If I want to remove a class altogether, I can right-click and say Set Class, None. So now the paragraph is back to where it was before.